What's up, boys and girls? This is Shawn here, and I'm gonna go with gangster style today. I'm just joking, I suck at gangster style. So yeah, today's tutorial we'll be learning something about an array in Java. So some people might ask me, hey Shawn, what is an array? And I would say array isn't a collection of variables. So you guys know how we learned variables in the previous videos? And now it's time to learn how to make a collection out of them. Wait. Why do we even have to learn them? Oh, it's because we use them a lot in the future and we can do pretty cool stuff with it. Like I might do how to, brute force the password or how to hack the password using this array like tutorial in the future. But yeah, anyway, it's been used multiple of times throughout the programming, so why not we learn it now, right? So yeah, let's get into programming. So first thing we have to do is we have to go to our file and create our Java file, right? Like always. So let's do that. Public class array practice, if I can type here, public static void main string args. And here it is, the basic setup. Okay, so before we go into actual programming, we have to know this one more thing, is that we have to give a types to our array. So what does that mean? That means if you want to store integer variables into your collection or the array, you have to make your array as an integer type. So I'll just show you. I think you guys will learn better if I just show you, right? So what you gotta do is, if you wanna store integer variables, you gotta type int with hard bracket and close hard bracket. That represents integer array type. And you're gonna give it a name. I'm gonna name it array or array, right? After that, you put equal sign, and this will be a little bit new to you guys, but you'll be typing new keyword, and after that space int with open hard bracket with how many elements you're gonna store. So in this tutorial I'll be storing 5 elements, so I just need to put 5 there, close bracket, and a semicolon. So that's how you create an array in Java. So some of you might wonder, hey, what is this new thing? This new keyword here? I'm not going to explain this right now because I don't want to confuse you guys. But later I'm going to explain what's the difference between primitive types and object types. And that's where I can explain what this new keyword is. So for now, just accept it. It's not gonna harm your computer or anything like that. So yeah. Alright, so now that we created an array, let's store some variable inside. So I don't know if you guys have heard this term before, but some people call programmers suck at math. But how come? It's because programmers do make a lot of off by one error. What does that mean? So if you were to go to a shopping mall or grocery store, you grab a cart and you put first item into your cart. What do you call it? You call it an item number 1, right? But in programming, we don't call it that way. We actually call it a item number 0. Yes, it's very, very weird, but you're gonna get used to it, so don't worry. So anyway, so first item is a 0 instead of 1. So keep that in mind, and let's get into how to store them. So in order to store them, I have to give it a array name. After that, we're gonna put a hard brackets, and I'm gonna call this part sub because this represents the position of the place where I'm gonna put the variable. So if I put 0 here, that means I'm going to place a stuff into first position. So after you do that, you're going to put equal sign and then give it a value. So something like 5. Okay. And after that, what if I want to store next item into a next position? I just need to do same thing here, but increase your position number into 1. And that represents your second item. And so on and so forth. What you're gonna do is you're gonna do this for all of the arrays items. So there are total 5 elements, right? So I'm going to create 5 of them here and change these numbers around a little bit. So notice array sub 4 is my last position and not 5. And there we go. So I just stored 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 into my array. Okay, so let's compile it and see if it actually worked. Alright, so it's done. Let's run it and see. Nothing happens because we didn't tell the computer to do anything. So now let's try to tell computer to do something. So how do we check whether we actually stored everything right, Sean? We can actually print them out. Did you guys know that? We can use system.out.print line with array sub blah blah in it. So if I want to print out array sub 0, I just type in array sub 0. It's pretty easy, right? And a semicolon, of course. And let's do this for all the variables, shall we? So there are total 5 of them, 0 through 4, 3, 4, and all that. So now let's run it. And there is the variables. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it actually worked. So that's how you store variables into an array. Okay, that was a lot of code, wasn't it? You remember how we store variables into array? We literally have to type 5 lines of code. That's so time consuming. There's actually a shortcut to this. So instead of doing all this garbage here, there's this thing called array initializer syntax. And you'll be appreciating this a lot because it's so much nice. So let's go back to creating an array. What we can do here is we can actually create an array, but instead of putting like new int in the size of an array, we can actually store the variables right off the bat. So what you gotta do here is you gotta put curly braces, open and close, with semicolon, but inside of this curly brace you're gonna name stuff, or you're gonna put variables. So you know how I printed out, or I stored 5 through 1 in the previous array? Now let's do it backward. So let's put 1 through 5, and that's it. Literally that's it. It only took us what, like 2 seconds to type all those numbers in? Yeah. So instead of writing all those 5 lines of code, you can actually just do this. So 1 comma, 2 comma, 3 comma, and blah blah. And let's run it and see if it actually worked. And of course it worked, because that's what the array initializer syntax is. So you guys have to know the difference between initializing array in the traditional way and this really cool trick, array initializer syntax, because some people prefer the other. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial here. And if you guys have any other questions, please leave questions on the comment below. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.